one man in the top of the Colosseum said, "That is ridiculous and horrible. I will not sit here and watch it any longer." And he walked out. And when he did another follow, and when they got through, they emptied that Colosseum. And from this day to now, there has never been another gladiator event in the Colosseum of Rome. It was changed by one man with a purpose. I've been tied to 20 or 25 funerals since Thanksgiving. I have personally preached 11 to those of you in my home last night. When you left, one of the elders of our church died last night. And I will preach my 12th funeral since Thanksgiving, Saturday morning at 11 in the G.A. Mangun Center. Eternity has become a little clearer to me in the last year and a half. When I see a little 32-year-old Mikey that his mother's a member of our church and runs bus route here, and his sister I'm getting a Bible study with, and I'm baptizing them next week in the name of Jesus. And he worked bus routes and he taught Bible studies. And I don't know why God didn't come get somebody that just sitting here doing nothing, but he came and got somebody that was making a difference. And he and I talk about that later. But he made a difference. In high school, he was the type of kid who would unselfishly feed the pup to the hockey team's lowest scoring player, hoping to give his teammates their first goal. To his friend, he was the guy who would always listen and lend a hand. Rain or shine as a child, he would find something to do with his younger sisters, whether it was practicing lacrosse moves or having pillow fights in the hallway at their home. At age 16, after years of helping his dad clean the village fire trucks, he became a junior volunteer fireman. 2 years later, he earned his certificate as a fireman. He graduated from Boston College and moved to New York City, where he became a day trader. And he also planned to be a part of the Big Brother and Sister organization. Wherever he went, he always carried change on the streets of New York because there was always homeless people, and he never passed one without giving them change. And on September the 11th, the young man who worked for Sandler O'Neill Partners on the 104th floor of the South Tower of the World Trade Center, at 24 years of age, his name was Well Crowther. The Crowther family had nearly lost hope of finding his remains. He died there. By the time they held his memorial service for him at the end of September, more than 1,000 crammed Grace Episcopal Church in Nyack, New York. And the streets had to be closed outside to accommodate the overflow crowd in the fire trucks. Mama said, we were just ready to accept we would never hear anything about what happened to Wells during his last hours. His mother, Allison, said in a family home in upper suburb of New York. Her husband, Jefferson, said, I still had something inside me saying, keep looking about something or your boy. Over the next few months, the mother desperately scanned the TV specials, hoping to catch a glimpse of her only son, to get some idea of the final hours of his life before there had been no sighting. But she said, as a mother, I just had a sense of wanting to be there with him and to get a sense of what he was going through, she said. And on May the 26th, the New York Times published a witness account of 102 minutes before the Twin Towers fell. And Jefferson, his father, still unable to watch the horrific images on television or read the accounts of that day, handed the newspaper to his wife and said, here, you might want to read this. And Allison scanned the text until her eyes stopped at a section labeled 905 South Tower, 78th floor, elevator sky lobby. Wells had called his mother's cell at 9:12 that morning, leaving a message saying he was okay, he had escaped. He relayed a similar message to his father's office at 9 a.m. Wells could have passed through the sky lobby on his way down from safety from 104. But Allison continued to read, her heart pounding as she was reading about, she hoped, her son. As several witnesses mentioned, a young man with a red bandana who directed the injured to the nearby stairwells and helped people to safety. She said, the second I read that, I went, oh my God, that's my boy, Wells. There he is, Allison said. I knew it in my heart. I knew it. Since he was a boy, Wells almost always carried a red bandana in his pocket. His father carried a blue one. He wore it when he played ball under his ball cap. When he wouldn't play at ball, he wore it in his back pocket. He went nowhere without his red bandana. That's when Allison, hoping to piece together her son's last hour, called the ladies that were giving the account named Judy Wynn and Ling Young. 2 women who said the man in the red bandana had helped them to safety. The young found herself bloody and dazed. She said she was there with several others waiting for help when the second plane's wing clip sliced through the sky lobby. She said, all of a sudden I heard a gentleman screaming out from the corner of the room, I found the stairs! Follow me! Only help who you can help! She said the man had a woman on his back and he had a red bandana in his hand. And he led the group down the stairway and he gave Young a fire extinguisher and told the group to stay together and continue down the stairs. The young man got them down and went out the stairs to help others. She said that was the last time I saw the man with the red bandana. But she said he's been on my mind every day. When Young's group reached the safety of the second floor, she put the fire extinguisher down. Then she turned and Miss Wynn gave her account. Badly injured I was in the sky lobby. I was sitting there on the radiator waiting for help when a man with a red bandana over his nose and his mouth, by then the smoke was heavy. He came running across the room and he told the people to help whomever they could and lead them to an obscure staircase that he had found, and he led them to safety. He was the cowboy that came to save our town. And in this day and age, when we have no real heroes, here was a young man basically gave his life and said, Allison said, can I send you photos? He said, yes. So they communicated with technology. And Young said, when I looked at it, I'm positive that's your son. Without him, I would guarantee I would not be here. There's no ifs or ands or buts about it. That is him. Your boy saved my life. Wynn said, there's something about his eyes and eyebrows that came out to me. It just all clicked. And if it weren't for Wells, I wouldn't be here. March the 24th, 6 months after the terror attacks, the final words. The crowders learn. God, would this kill you? Wells made it all the way down to the makeshift command where he was totally free on ground level of the South Tower. But before it collapsed, he decided to make one more trip with his red bandana. And he said, maybe, just maybe I can get one more person out of that burning tower. And he lost his life with the red bandana tied around his nose, doing everything he can. Follow me. Follow me. I found the staircase. Follow me. I got away. Come on. I got away. I got away. Follow me. Come on. I got away. I got a way to get you out. I got a way to get you free. Come on. Follow me. Come on. Follow me. I got a way to get you free. I got a way to get you out. Follow me. I got the truth. I can tell you about the cross. I can tell you what Christ has done. You're going to a lake of fire where people are going to burn. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. This has been anointed by our church Sunday night. I hope if you ever forget what our bishop said about reaching the lost or the good things that I may have said today, I hope this haunts you to death. I hope you wake up in the middle of the night. If a man would do that to save a physical body, what should we do to save a soul from a lake of fire? We better forget just our singing and our preaching to one another and our shouting to one another. I love it and I love our conferences. But we better get to reaching the lost. How? Any way you can. Work in the food banks. Work in the banks. Go to the poor. Go to the homeless. Go in the ghetto areas. Go. God told me to tell you to go. I'm waving to the Christians in this room. We have an obligation. Go. If I can spare one more. I may not have a 200 soul revival, but if I can get one. My dear friend, who is the assistant district attorney in this parish, he is a tremendous man, and his wife. They stood by me, and they've been great Christians in this community. He stood by me, and they did, and brought gifts up there when Dad was dying. We had such a great relationship. And a few months ago, he called me. He said, Susan's leaving me in the morning. I said, no. I said, well, you think she will talk to me? I said, maybe. So he got back to me and said, we'll be there in the morning. They walked in my office, and I talked to him a while. I said, okay, Anthony, put up or shut up. And I said, let me tell you, you're a great Christian, but God's got an experience for you. Can I teach you a Bible study? I hadn't taught one in years. I'm just like you. I hadn't taught one in years. I'm a shepherd. I pastor a couple thousand people. Shepherds begat shepherds. Sheep begat sheep. Since when did you quit being a sheep? So I taught him a study. Susan, Brian, would you stand? This is our district attorney of our parish. They're now full of the Holy Ghost, baptized in His name. I had one last chance. I could have just sent them to a counselor. I could have just told them, come to church. But I got something that can put that marriage back together. I got something that can change you. I got something that can redeem you. I got something that can turn your life around. You know what, Kevin? We were worried about what song we was going to sing. We're not going to sing a song tonight. That's what we do, is we sing our burdens away. And we feel good, and Pit Grill's waiting, and Copeland's is waiting, and McDonald's is waiting, and everything else is waiting. Wonder what would happen if somebody got a burden tonight. And this has been, but you took your red bandana and you said, I may not be able to build a church of 2,000, but I can win one soul. And my purpose is by next year at this time, I as a pastor and a preacher, if I'm running 2,000 or 2, I'm going to teach a Bible study and I'm going to win a soul. I'm going to get out of them stinking offices where I counsel all the time and where I hear all the junk and the problem. And I'm going to get in the streets of the city of Alexandria and Pineville and Central Louisiana and say, come on, there's redeeming power in the blood of the Lamb. In the morning at 9:30, church begins. You can dim the lights. God bless you. I love you, but I refuse to give the normal little Pentecostal ending tonight. You can turn your place into an altar, or you can come here, or you can go eat. You're great people. We're going to have a great time tomorrow. Don't miss church.